What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Subscribers, welcome back to the channel. For those that are not subscribed, more than likely, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when we release more videos. Also, thank you to everybody that attended the live streams, and thank you everybody that supports the channel by watching the videos. We definitely, I know we put ads in it, but that helps go raise funds for the purpose that we're raising funds for. And thank you for everybody that supports in Super Chat and Venmo. Now, I wanted to be real polite in that portion of the video because in this one, I'm gonna make a comment about some of you guys, specifically American Anthony Joshua. I don't even call you Anthony Joshua fans, whatever you are, because I have a hard time believing that you're really just a fan of Anthony Joshua. I think that you just are, looking for an argument is the best way that I can say it, and I think there might be some other factors to why you come to my channel, and some other people make videos saying the things that they say. Now, if you support and like Anthony Joshua, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Anthony Joshua is a good boxer. He's had a few, not the last couple, but he had a terrific bout. It was real fun to watch with Vladimir Klitschko. And hey, man, he is a boxer. This is the sport of boxing. I'm a fan of boxing. I enjoy the sport of boxing very much. And I've had some entertaining moments from Anthony Joshua. So I can understand why some people would be fans of Anthony Joshua. I was probably a bigger fan of Anthony Joshua than Deontay Wilder when all of this conversation started about Anthony Joshua facing Deontay Wilder. But the thing for me was I saw how Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn were behaving. And once I saw how they were behaving, I was pretty much said, they don't want this bout. And not only do they not want this bout, the way that they're treating Deontay Wilder and the things that they're saying about Deontay Wilder are unnecessary. They're insulting, and they're basically some jackasses. So once I realized that they were a couple of jackasses, which was back in November timeframe of last year, maybe 4 months, right around the time that they were going to start the Takam bout, I was like, I'm done with these dudes because they're clowns. And it really started with Anthony Joshua and those guys saying they didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. But anyway, I just say that to say that I understand there was a point in which I was really excited about Anthony Joshua. It's just that he and Eddie Hearn, through their mouth, let me down. So I can understand where you're coming from. But at this point, you got to stop with the dumb arguments. I say this to you. I say this to other boxing channels from the UK that are continue to support this nonsense. At a certain point in time, you got to let it go. At a certain point in time, there is no middle of the road. There is no, I wonder which is this, is this guy right or is that guy right? Who's really to fault? Who's the but for cause of all this drama, right? But for this person acting this way, this would not have happened. That's what you call a but for cause, right? But for Anthony Joshua not wanting this fight and avoiding it, the bout between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua would have happened. I personally believe that the but for cause of this happening is Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. That's what I believe. Now, but why I say you guys have to stop giving stupid arguments. And it's primarily just stop coming with dumb arguments, okay? There's some things that come out of your mouth that make no sense. And I mean, structurally, the way that you're arguing and you're presenting your point, it invalidates your entire point. Okay, there's something called an ad hominem argument. Number one, when you continually come and talk about how bad a fighter Deontay Wilder is and how technically unsound he is and how he never fought anybody but a bum. He's never fought anybody but bums. Consequently, he's ducking Anthony Joshua. That makes no sense because all you're doing is attacking him. The question is, is Deontay Wilder trying to make the fight between him and Anthony Joshua? And if you don't believe that's true, then you say something related to that. Either, no, he didn't, he didn't do X, he didn't do Y, he didn't do Z. But bringing up the fact that you don't think that he has very good competition has nothing to do with that. Carlos Takam doesn't have a better resume than Deontay Wilder. He fought Anthony Joshua. Dominic Brazil doesn't. He fought Anthony Joshua. Eric Molina doesn't. He fought Anthony Joshua. So obviously having a bad resume is not in any way, shape, or form connected to somebody wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. It just doesn't have anything to do with each other. That's what you call that's a fallacy. It's an error in the structure. It's an invalid argument. So just cut it out, man. Do you think he wants to fight or does he not? Do you think he doesn't want to fight? Which one? And then support it with something that has something to do with it. But here's the argument that you guys got. Another one. It's just you got to go away with. You cannot say that a guy that's worth $12 million is broke. Is you stupid? You can't. A guy that is worth $12 million is not broke. It's acting like saying he's had 40 professional fights and he's only making $2.5 million a fight. He's only worth a measly $12 million. Is you stupid? Is you stupid? He's a 32-year-old man that's worth $12 million. He's 32-year-old man worth $12 million. If he's worth $16 million, he's making $2 million a fight. There's no way that you can consider this guy broke. Okay? Do you realize that if you did the same thing, you'd have to call Anthony Joshua broke? Because there's 12-year-old kids. There's 12-year-old kids in the world with trust funds 10 times bigger than the money that Anthony Joshua's made. Okay, there's 10-year-old kids worth more money than Anthony Joshua who have larger sums of money sitting in a trust fund who will never have to work a day in their life. Is Anthony Joshua a failure because he's not worth as much as Steve Jobs' children? Huh? It just doesn't make any sense. Just stop making dumb arguments. Okay? And go back to, I think Anthony Joshua will beat Deontay Wilder. And that's why I don't know where you go with that. Because at the end of the day, it all comes around to Anthony Joshua Anthony Joshua turned down $50 million for this fight. But you'll use the same argument for Deontay Wilder. He turned down $20 million. What is he doing to support his family? This guy actually came to my page with that. He turned down that money. What is he doing to unify the belts? What is he doing to take care of his children? As you can see, I woke up to this comment this morning. And it's an American dude. I know it is, because whenever you dummies leave some of these dummies leave their comments, I'll be like, where's this guy from? And I'll just go to his page, look through it. Usually it has like a little biography, from Great Britain or from the United Kingdom. I think it's from the United Kingdom. I'm like, okay, it's a snooker fan. All right, and then I'll just move on. I'll delete and move on, right? Or I'll look at it and they don't have any, all of the videos that they've liked have something to do with tying knots on ties and playing Fortnite, things like that, Fortnite and, World Cup, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, yeah, he just doesn't know. There's hope for him. He doesn't know. But when grown men that have been around long enough to mention Gerald McClellan start saying, what about Gerald McClellan and what Gerald McClellan's going through? And you don't think Deontay Wilder needs to take this fight for that money? Like, first of all, Deontay Wilder can take whatever Deontay Wilder takes. It's his decision. However, that's another stupid argument. Gerald McClellan and these guys got hurt in fights, right? So if they got hurt in not fighting, they're not going to get hurt. If Deontay Wilder said, no, I'm not going to take short money, it's not like it's not like he has to fight. He's not fighting unless he gets paid enough money. That seems to me to be a reasonable solution, seeing as it's a sport where you're risking your life, or you're risking the prospects of future damage, right? That occurs or manifests itself after you're retired. If that's the case, then Deontay Wilder should definitely not take short money. Definitely shouldn't take short money. And let me tell you what the short money is. The short money is two types of short money here. Short money number one is what they're offering them. Short money number two is where they want the fight to be. That's short money. Even giving into the fact that this punk wants the fight to be in the UK when he knows daggone well he can probably make twice as much money in the United States because of his ego. That's short money. So why is it okay for Anthony Joshua to take short money? It's okay for Anthony Joshua to take, just on the face, $80 million less. Right? Deontay Wilder's an idiot for taking, what's he going to get for his next fight? What, $2 million? He's crazy for taking $10 million less, but Anthony Joshua is a genius businessman for taking $80 million less. The argument is ridiculous. It's just stupid, okay? It's just stupid. There is no defending. At this point, logically speaking, there's no defending Anthony Joshua, not the prospect that Deontay Wilder somehow needs to kowtow to Eddie Hearn and take whatever offer Eddie Hearn gives him. But at least if you're going to make the argument, make it a reasonable one. Say, go appeal to the emotion. It's important for his legacy in boxing that he take this fight now because the fans deserve it. Use the same cornball argument that Anthony Joshua used when he said he thinks that his fans deserve this bout to be in the UK. They've done a lot for him, and he doesn't just want to jump up and run away from them. But at the same time, same breath, say, "Oh, I need to pick all the judges and the refs for the fight, so that I don't want it in the United States because the judges and the referees can get funny over there. I want it over the UK, in my backyard, close to my home, and I want to make sure in the negotiation that I get to pick the refs and I get to pick the judges." Because my fans deserve to see us set up win a raggedy ass decision that I don't deserve if the fight winds up being close. Look, if you like Anthony Joshua, you like Anthony Joshua. I don't hold anything against you. Okay, I don't hold anything against you. But sometimes when you just see things that are just laid out there flat out, it's time to let it go. Okay, for me, it was time to let Anthony Joshua go. And Eddie Hearn, I was done with Anthony Joshua when he said he'd freeze out Deontay Wilder. When he wouldn't let him in the ring, and if he keeps yapping, maybe he'll just freeze him out. I was done with it. I was done with Anthony Joshua right there. The dude proved that the dude that was disgraceful to say it. And although he might have said different things since then, that spirit of that statement is continued on. Then he doubled it up by, I'll tell you what's 60% of $100 million? Because he couldn't figure it out. He asked Kugan Cassius that. Kugan Cassius says $60 million. I'll tell you what, for $50 million, I'll sign that contract. Oh, I didn't mean in the United States. I meant in the UK. Oh, and no, really, I don't want to sell my soul for $50 million. Like I said before, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this until 2020. I need 3-4 more fights. I want to get to like 24, 25-0. I need to, get a couple more easy paydays, maybe against a drug-deflated 38, 40-year-old Alexander Povetkin. And then I get a rematch against a guy that I already beat in Dillian White. And then after that, I'm sure there'll be another mandatory. Maybe I'll be lucky enough. Maybe I'll be lucky enough for Manuel Charr to be the WBA mandatory. Then I can fight Manuel Charr after Manuel Charr beats Fraser Kendo. Because then, hey, man, that's where I'll be, Ridiculous, man. But anyway, you follow that guy if you want to follow that guy. That's on you. But please stay off my page with that nonsense because for the most part, I just delete them. But this morning, the Deontay Wilder is so poor. He's worth 12. He's the most broke. He's the poorest multimillionaire in the world. Didn't you see? Compare what people in NBA and NFL earned in the 1970s and 80s. It's like 70s and 80s. One of the best football players in the NFL was Walter Payton. And in 1983, they weren't paying him $1 million a year for I think it was 12 games at that time if they hadn't moved it up to 16. Let's get out of here. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.